Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done so, please do so right now. Do want to do a NBA video for you. And it came out that Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, is saying that the triangle is crap. The triangle offense is crap and it's outdated. Referring to Phil Jackson and directly referring to Phil Jackson and the Knicks there. I made a video not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, saying that you should give Phil Jackson the time. And yes, you should definitely give Phil Jackson the time. I think he's a good judge of talent. But the triangle, after 2+ years here, after 2 years, 2+ years, the triangle with the Knicks is not working. And it's maybe not something that will work in the NBA. I think the game is played so much faster than it was back then. The three isn't really, a weapon of choice in the triangle. It mostly results in ineffective, low percentage, mid-range jumpers, which is contrary to what is successful in today's NBA. And there's no one that's named Michael Jordan or Kobe on the Knicks. I think it might be time for Phil to admit that the triangle is outdated. Maybe his perspective on the game is a bit outdated. That's not to say that Phil Jackson is not a good talent evaluator. Part of the aura of Phil Jackson as a coach is he knew how to handle superstar egos. Shaq, I think, even himself said that he didn't have a winning mentality until Phil came to town. Kobe would probably be, would have probably ratted out Phil just like he did Rudy T if Phil Jackson wasn't mentally strong. It's not just the triangle system. He was called the Zen Master, Phil Jackson, for a reason. Granted that Phil wouldn't have 11 rings without those guys. But the opposite is true as well. Phil helped those guys become ultimate winners and brought out the best in their potential. He was on the bench coaching, not as a GM. Listen, he coached the greatest of all time, most dominating center of a generation, and the second coming of MJ. How many rings, you might ask, does he have without MJ or Kobe? Maybe 0. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm contradicting myself. The triangle was to get, the original design was to get the ball to Michael Jordan and then Kobe. If they help, kick it to Pippen, Shaq. But if Kerr, Uri, are open behind the arc, kick it back to them. And the triangle definitely wouldn't work in today's, unphysical, free-flowing, up-tempo basketball. That's part of the problem. The innovator of the triangle is not on the bench. He's not coaching. If you don't have the innovator, the one guy that knows inside and out, having Derek Fisher here, it wasn't the same, and that was a colossal fail. If you want to run the system, I think you need the innovator, the guy that knows it perfectly. And Phil Jackson run it. Remember, Phil Jackson had Winters with him as well, who was, known for the triangle before Phil. For the triangle, even if you're willing to give it still and stick with it, even though I think it's outdated, for you, if you're a Knicks fan, to ultimately know if the triangle is good and if it will work in today's NBA, you need Phil Jackson being on the bench. Kurt Rambis is not going to do it. You need Phil Jackson. But at this age, I don't think Phil Jackson will be coaching anytime soon. Triangle, my opinion, outdated. I hope all is well.